Hello, folks. Would you look at the gilt there? This is a great big super darn array down there in, which one is this one? Over here. uh, they could reach over the North Poles and South Poles, and they control a lot of weather events and blitzes and beamings. Like, this is a map of the swath of where the super darn facility in the Falkland Islands will aim. This is one in control by that country there. Looks their swath goes in a certain direction, overlapping theirs, China's got one there, and they're doing stuff, and everybody's doing stuff down here, right? All over the world, they divide it up. Who can aim what where, and these things can also move rivers of moisture, heat up the poles, cause very predictable flows. Yeah, polar vortexes and dipoles, bipoles, and the poles are smacking us all in the head because it's a big club and you're not in it," said George Carlin. And people like this looking up like are playing God with devices like this that do stuff like this. I'm making sure it's running this time, right? That do stuff like I'll go right with a mimic. Look at this big pulse here. You could see the tickle coming straight out here from where the facility of one of these devices I'm showing you is. And this is a big pulse, and I told you I was waiting for one. Right? It was going to take a big pulse to move this river of moisture. Right? All the way up through here. You think that doesn't increase the quake wick for Fiji and the Chromatic Trench over here? You're fooling yourself. It does. Every time they do a big pulse like this. These little islands out here cop it. Yep. And well, you can see a little tickle coming into here to Natty or Taranga radar. And they'll probably have theirs off again. They're always off when the beams are being used because I busted their balls some years ago, and those videos are still up. Go look. Look how square the form is of this over here over New Zealand. You think this doesn't put a huge quake risk along this island in New Zealand? You're fooling yourself. Look at the square of energy right off the Kaikoura coast here. It's almost like a plus sign here in the pixels here. X marks the spot. Not cool at all. So I'm going to run this with a timestamp on less of a magnification for you so you can see. And I'm going to show you that they are definitely moving this water down to you. I told you I was keeping an eye on it to give a definitive timeline. Sorry, Cairns. Cairns for the rest of us. You're still copping it. That area there is still slated for quite a bit of moisture coming, and I will again say my forecast was still accurate. You can see the pulse wave beginning to come up through here. Right here. See the fold bringing this cold air up to meet this tropical air that's conveniently being brought down now by chem bombs, which I can evidence right here. As you can see, coming from the tropics over Papua, boom, bada, boom, 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 over the top of the peaceful people and indigenous people of this great nation of Australia. It's not acting so great in my eyes right now when I see stuff like this going on. Because another country has just chemically attacked the Carpentaria Peninsula. What a fucking shame. And it's allowed by law. By law. International laws that you were never ever gave your sovereignty up to. Oh boy. When corporations own your constitutions, the daily constitution is dropped on your head from the top of the ladder that you can't reach. There's enough rungs missing where you just can't get there. Yep. Even if you try. I'm going to try to get this to zoom a little closer. Turn off some of the town names here, and we'll do a little plume lookings, and then I'll update forecast. I'll see if we can get this clear. Might have to zoom out just a bit. Well, that was more than a bit. What do you want me to show you? Where they're poisoning the reef? This is where the first setup's coming in. For the storms that are going to occur here, this is the setup. And it's being directed this way. So, with that said, that's a mass of chem bombs there. Unlucky it'll go clear. It's time to change to a monitor from a telly, I think. This one just doesn't cut the mustard. Well, we have a big cluster of crap right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 around a big cluster of boom went a plume out in the middle of the Carpinteria area out here, and it's destroying the air quality. Absolutely disgusting. It's being met by a mass of low deck air coming in this direction, which will fuel much more electrical potential and the dispersal of the calm. Isn't that fun to know? And as it comes over the top, we had more fireworks set off in this line. Wham, 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 wham. Wham. Chinese geoengineering method descending down upon Australia. It's a very Chinese method. There are different methods. Look at the star here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In that cluster of crap, if these people were, anybody on a boat underneath there looking up will see no sky. They'll see a whiteout. They go, oh, this is depressing. Where did we go out in the ocean for? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pellets over here going on. See if we can catch it in motion. Because the motion of the ocean sometimes is all you're going to get in life. Come on. Right. There we go. Got an eyeball looking one right there. It's going to wink at you. Boom! Wake up, people. You can't deny that. It's not just a sudden little cumulus cloud coming in formations that are geometric. All the time. It isn't even just one. Come on. With a percussion ring and everything going out, you can see it right there around the outside of that little, what do you want to call this little thing? The Combinator, the Terminator, the gas passer, the fart master. What do you want to call it? I like the fart master. Okay, we'll have the fart masters up there doing it again. Why? Because the farts sound funnier than the death cloud maker. You know, which one do you want? You want shocking? Or do you want laughter? Do you want me to laugh about us being killed, or do you want me to tell it to you straight? This shit is not healthy to breathe. It's toxifying the air. It's falling out in the water. It's getting in the fish you eat. If you don't give a shit about the fish, at least know about that. Hey, you feeding your fish much cat food from all these microplastics and these poisons and toxins in them? I bet you are. There's big money in treating your pets these days. They even got pet insurance. Remember what the old pet insurance used to be? You held them in your lap and you gave them till their end because they gave you their everything in their life. Look at the fucking black shadow this is creating out here. What in the absolute 7 names of hell is this? Be like, where's the drill sergeant from my Full Metal Jacket? What's that? TRB much? Militarize your skies. Look at this formation here. Over in the tropics here. Look at this. Absolutely horrendous. Zoom back just a little bit. Right here. Right there. Boom, 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 boom. There's your pentagram in your skies. There's their devil worshippers over here off the coast of these islands that's tapping into the beautiful spiritualness of this area. I don't see any other way to call it. It is not a natural cloud formation. It's a devilish cloud. That is a disgusting cloud that is done by people who do not have the best interests of all life on this planet in mind when they say they want to block your sunshine with sulfur and other metals. And they want to fry you in the microwaves with big fucking beams agreed with, divided up by all the country. Who gets to fry who? Who gets to do this? Who gets to do that? We get to have this. We planted a flag inside our mother and sold her and militarized her and blasted her with frequencies that are unhealthy and not of her own making. While people like this play God. Or maybe they're looking up saying, oh my fucking God, do you see what we could possibly do? Oh my fucking God, these two people look concerned. This dude here looks like he's going to excellent, kill them all. I don't like people. I don't like life. I want everything to be as barren as this Antarctic scape behind us. Because we can control the weather. We can play God. Those people are playing God. These people play God with these devices. These people flood people out of homes with these big blasts that are going across Australia. This is just intolerable. Off the coast of Sydney and them, you're getting no less than the treatment. The absolute treatment. The cyclone season is moving up your coast, nucleating whatever needs to be put up in the air, held and suspended in place to be met by this crap coming over. Here comes round two. You already had your stream flutter. Now here comes the master blaster. They're owning the weather, and you got cunts like this down in Antarctica that think this is such a good idea to do. Who are these people? That's Lissa Badley, Department Leader Frank Nilsson, and Professor Dag Largent. Hey, Dag! I got a fucking dagwood for you to eat. What the fuck are you thinking? Modifying the weather with these devices. Or didn't you realize that that's when you built these, what they could be used for? To flood people out in Australia. Now let's look. Bzzzzt. See the big fry there? See how it showed up on your radar image? That's what tipped me off to go look. Now let's get on with your forecast. Turn some of the stuff off here so you just see the basic. Okay, you're getting fucked again, New Zealand. Here it comes. Second slam. Mostly for the North Island, like I said the other day. And you'll have creepers coming up the coast now as this circulation begins to impact moving the airs in, and this comes over. As the tropics come down and rain all holy hell upon the Great Barrier Reef, Robert will be paying attention. You think all that electrical potential in the water is helping the fish either? I don't think so. Sudden scatterbox, as soon as it left there, my God, they're moving it. Moving it quick. That's that blast. This blast has to do this. Now, let me load it on a different so you can see the full extent of the guilt of the moving of a river of moisture with electromagnetic frequency. Go 180, 180. And I'll show you the El Grande pulse. Not an El Nino. An El Nino is a little beautiful baby. You know what this is? This is an El motherfucker effect. Yeah, the LMF effect. In front of themselves to protect themselves, too. You can believe it. Your halls of governance rarely have anything but letters on the walls now. A, B, C, D, we don't see you. I mean, really. FBI, CIAs, NSAs. Hey, NSA, can you mind if I have those pictures down from that account you took away from me with my world travels on it? That would be great. Right. This pulse. Let's just get to the meat and potatoes. Already blasted it on in. Bzzzzt. Getting fried. Interrupts the river of moisture. Thins it out. Backs it up in this direction and in this direction. Right? Goes this way and this way. In case you can't see that. This now is heated. This hemisphere is right on the equator line. Will have just a slight turn this direction, just slight. But the womp of the force of the beam itself splits the river, backs it in this direction toward this. This then begins to go here and is free to be strung down, pulled like a filament down here. And with a pinch move, if I put two ships up here, I can squeeze this like a pastry bag and bring it right on down. I can also do it with this here with a reverse modulation beam, bring it right on down. Bzzzzt. Getting fried, great big square in the eyes. Look at the squares turning to squares. This isn't Hollywood squares. This is corporate squares. And well, corporate squares are very checkerboard, aren't they? And well, if it's a game and we all just stand up, the board off our backs will fall. I'm doing a sussing. What happens up here is very important now to this down here. The pulsar crest at this area here of the tropics that just came from Alaska. I see it right there. It's a dual move. See, they are linked. I showed you on this map thing here. They link them all together. All these devices are controlled together in unison. In unison. You think they ain't got it? They ain't got it all covered? Look at the overlap of interference patterns where they could create maximum wave and trough patterns in various layers of the atmosphere. Yes, we are still rolling. I was here. My God, and that's on its way. So we're looking, this is 36 hours from now. My time. And here it comes, the rain for cons. Here it comes. It's just another geoflood now. Oh, who's to blame? You are for not making it stop. You're to blame for not talking about it at the dinner table and calling people names like conspiracy theorists when it's clearly in front of your eyes the crime is in the skies. And just because Robert's saying it doesn't take away validity to information. Look at the storms and the thunder about to impact cans. Spam in a can these days. Woo-jaw, woo-jaw. That sounds like a Chinese. We have like Wuhan, Wuhan. It wouldn't take very long for that. Cooktown, or you're going to get fried. See, right along that area I said. Right on Innisfell, too. My God. That's Raven's Hole, right? That issue, Raven's Hole. So there was a whore there. Raven's Hole. Or was that doesn't spell like a hole from the ground, does it? I couldn't resist. Hope I didn't offend anybody. And if you're offended, get over it, Buttercup. Suck it up. Because the geoengineers have your name. Right, that's a long sustained rain event of very heavy storms parked over your mountains. Expect flash flooding, expect lightning, expect, as this comes over here right toward this day, the event's going to get worse. Much worse as the stuff they're bringing the whole filament down in, looks like about this day here. When they bring everything from up in Papua and they pull it down. Pull it down. That means there'll be another beam. Long sustained. I hope you got a deck of cards. I'll play some cards. You ain't got no one to play cards with today. Play solitaire. You ain't got cards? Well, you got all the time in the world to make a deck. Make your own cards. Play your own game. Sing your own tune. And you will be free. Heavy lightning once it comes into Queensland. Bzz, we're going to fray them again. A couple cows are going to get blasted. Big old center circulation wipes into freaking Adelaide. Whammo! I'll be watching your tides on that day. I told you it was coming. How many days to build the ark now we got left? One. I told you. Watch this. I'm going to just let this unfold for you. Part of me's giggling because I was called wrong. Well, look at that shit. Am I wrong? This is your weather plan. You got to know how pressure works in dynamic. My God, that's a terrible line of storms coming across. You guys are going to have to be extremely careful. Let's see, how long from now? Day 1, 2, 3, 4 days from now, you're fucked. Look at that deadly line of storms. You got time to pull stuff indoors. You got time to secure things. Put a lightning rod on anything tall. Don't stand underneath trees on certain days. This will be one of them. What are the winds going to be like? That's going to be windy. It has to. Yeah, that's a big line coming through. It's going to be a temperature drop behind it, ain't it? Yeah. Yeah. My God, how much water is it going to drop? Well, let's go right back to that again. I'll let that roll. This is very important now. So from 4 days from now, this happens. It's very widespread. It's every bit of 100 miles wide. And then it scatters out as the influence of Alice Springs will probably come on. I would bet that's the only way they could do to move. Then they're going to turn, looks like they're turning the EMF on here and aiming the storm south. So you can expect Emerald and them to kick in and the EMF to pin this down. Clumps up the cam and, oh my God, are you going to get smacked? Fucking hell. My God. Watch your traveling. Watch your road. And anyone coming in up here ain't no joke either. These individual cells will be spinners and very dangerous. Right, here comes the big smack across the center. And New Zealand gets the dregs. Somebody likes to walk around the house listening to their TV without in their hand, without headphones on, because they're so respectful. Yeah, you still got some sogginess is coming there, New Zealand. Oh, not again. See, all this is here could be here at any time, Nelson. And remember, they did Lismore 4 times. And they did them 2 times real quick. You ain't done. I'm going to be watching this very closely. They did. They did Lismore very close together. And here's the sogginess of your nation. This is what they say is for 10 days. This is 5 days according to Icon, which is not much use for anybody. Only on short term. Whammo says they're staying straight with it. None of your weather people told you it was going to be this heavy all the way from here to here, did they? I told you I'd never seen an event like this set up. Oh my God. A little bit of honesty starting to come out. This is really bad. Then all that happens at 5 days from now. At the end of that one, something's coming in. All right, let's look at pressure. I'm going to do a determining right fucking now. I ain't waiting. Why should we have to wait for a warning if we have the knowledge to read pressure? The whole tropic line is blocked. This is stalled, can only go south for now unless there's 2 pressure. If they lower the pressure here, this will dominate here and this can come up. But she's pinched for all intents and purposes. All this over here influences here. It's turning low. Mostly this direction. Sends everything down and in here. This takes the cold air up and in, but not quite because it's blocked. So it's going to take a detour. Whoa! And then come in. Yeah, that's how they work. Supergiant's going to be active. That's how they're moving it. To 237s parked side by side in a predictable location of a known radar base that's capable of doing that. You guys are fucked. There's the trough. It's got to hit it. Even as this moves back and forth interacting with this, it's just gonna pump that pop of air down. Oh man. Shouldn't be that windy up there at least. Fucking terrible winds across your center. So that's going to whip dust up. Whatever isn't wet's going to be dust headed your way, and that stuff toxic as fuck too. Boy, do you guys got a toxic soup. Between the molds blowing in the air, the chem bomb mix, the fallout in the toxic political environment. I'm surprised people don't just into mush as they walk. The total dissing of the ease. This is a dangerous cell coming across. It's right at the tip. It keeps nucleating out and it's rotating. See the farting? Chem bomb. Yep, that's what it sounds like to me. My God. Right, you guys are going to copy it. That's what I say. I made my mind up. The pressures all clearly say all the flows is heading that way. Under pressure. You see all this up here? All this can get squeezed down at any point. That's just what would rain down all at once over there. But what if it isn't over there when it rains down? What if it's over here? What if that moves a little more here? They squeeze this tendril a little bit here. All that comes down at any point, at any time. Geoengineering is not a good idea. It's never a good idea to think you can play God and then have a concerned face while you're doing it. And you damn sure shouldn't be all gleeful. Consider your actions before you act. Right, that's all I got to say today. I think my voice is gone. If you care to support my work, you can do so at paypal.me/Robert Deutsch. PayPal.me/Robert Deutsch. I'm just looking at another chem bomb over here going on. There's always another one. Boom, bada boom, boom, boom. And New Zealand cops it again. My God, those poor folks. I wouldn't want to be breathing this shit either. That just stays in place. Just stay there, a big toxic cloud. When the gas cable comes to you, what you gonna do? 'Cause they come for you. Yep. Gas boys, they come for you. Come for you.